Hello, my name is Jim Donnelly. I graduated from Waltham High School in the class of 1972. I said my name was Jim Donnelly, but if you remember me at all, perhaps you remember me as James Donnelly. That's what the teachers called me back then, James Donnelly. I guess I like the name Jim better, but James is fine, no problem. Where I live now is Dartmouth, Massachusetts, which is right next door to New Bedford, and that's on the south coast of Massachusetts. What's happened in my life between high school graduation and now? After Waltham High, I went to Graham Junior College in Kenmore Square in Boston. I majored in television production, and after graduating there in '74, I got my first job in television at Channel 6 in New Bedford. So I moved down here. I also worked a couple of summers at Channel 12 in Providence. And then I moved to the cable TV industry. And I worked at the cable TV studio in New Bedford for 33 years. Um, so I got to play with cameras and microphones and switching equipment, which is what I love to do anyway, and I made a career out of it. A short time ago, that that job at Comcast ended, and so now I am what they call freelancing. Um, so exploring the whole new world. I have better equipment at home than I ever had at work, and an editing system on computer. And so there's a whole ripe world of possibilities. I am married. I have two boys, and they're each in their 20s. One has graduated school and is out in the work world, and the other one is still in school. And life has been pretty good so far. Some of the things I like to do, I have a subscription to Netflix, so I like to watch movies on the weekend. I have a PlayStation 3, but I don't turn that on very often. It's more the kids use it more than I do. But occasionally I like to turn it on and play a war game or something. And I like to play with computers a lot. I I gravitated towards computers in the 90s. I went on TV and actually gave instructions and tips of how to use computers. If you go on YouTube and search for Jim Donnelly and computers, or actually the title of the TV show I used to make was called World at Your PC. So if you put that in as one word, World at Your PC, you'll find some old YouTube clips of me dispensing keyboard shortcuts and things of that nature. What I remember about Waltham High School, I remember that we were the first 10th grade class in the brand new building. Back then, I believe there were only three classes, 10, 11, and 12. And so when we moved in, it was kind of intimidating because it was such a huge place compared to the grade school I went to, which was St. Joseph's School. Um, but it was a little less intimidating because all three classes were brand new in the building, so it wasn't like we were joining an established club. It was all kind of new for everybody, and there was shiny new lockers, and everything was nice, brand spanking new. So that was kind of fun to be part of the first group of students ever to use that school. Some memorable events or incidents. I remember the year that we went on strike. I believe it was our junior year, and we were all full of ourselves. There was a kind of a protest atmosphere sweeping across the country, protesting against the war. Earlier that summer, we had the tragic Kent State incident where some students got killed at a protest there. So somehow a strike was organized at Waltham High School, and we all walked out, and we met at the athletic field, and we stayed there a short time, and then for whatever reason we came back in the building, but we assembled in the cafeteria, and we had our little protest meeting, and some of the leaders moved to the front of the crowd, and we debated what we were protesting about. It was kind of confusing. Was it the war or Kent State? Or then it became we want better school lunches and less homework, and then some of the hippie kids would go up front and say, no, no, this is what it's supposed to be about. It's about remember Kent State. And then that guy got kind of booed off the stage, and so it was a weird little thing. I don't think anyone ever got punished. I don't know if the teachers were amused by our little strike, but it kind of blew over, and that was that. We had our taste of protest. I kind of stayed out of trouble in high school. I don't remember getting in trouble. That was more grade school with the nuns beating us on the knuckles with rulers and all kinds of mental torture back then. But high school, I don't really remember much trouble. Um, some teachers I remember fondly. I remember Mr. Capucci in typing class. I was kind of the teacher's pet. I was the top typist in the class. I somehow took to it. Um, and I shot ahead in speed and accuracy ahead of everyone else. And I remember whenever we had tests, the teacher, Mr. Capucci, graded on the curve. So he would take the top score, which was always mine, and throw it out. So I didn't affect everyone else's grade too badly. Eventually, he had me stop doing the student exercises and had me do type up papers for him. Later on, after high school, I remember when I was working at cable TV, I bought a manual typewriter. That was before electrics were really common, and it was a student typewriter because all the keys were blank. There were no letters on any of the keys, and I was able to use that typewriter just fine. People were amazed. How do you use a typewriter with no letters on it? Well, I know where all the letters are. Later, of course, I became good at computers, and I like to learn keyboard shortcuts to do everything faster. If you don't know how to use Alt Tab to switch between programs, you ought to look into that. Another favorite is Control W for closing documents in Word or Excel or web pages. Control W just kind of shuts pages down really fast. Look into that. That's one of the tips I have on YouTube. You might want to check that out. Teachers I remember less fondly. I don't remember really hating any teachers or fearing any teachers. Perhaps I blanked that all out. It's been so long. My message to the class of 1972. It was fun going to the little mini reunion we had in 2010. It was fun seeing what people look like and what they sound like. So I would encourage anyone to make a video like this. It's not that hard. If you have a webcam or if you have a digital camera, those can take movies which you can easily upload to YouTube. And if you can't figure that out, you can probably find someone in your family or a neighbor kid or something that can help you get that done. But wouldn't it be great if we could all see each other and see what we look like, what we sound like, what we've been up to since 1972. So I hope you'll give that a shot, and I look forward to seeing you guys and gals in the future.